chef for including us in this. A man who would like breakfast or lunch for two is Adam Lewis, who Daddy,
Jeez.
we call him. Hey, he's the director of EMS, but you've been pumping some iron lately, I see.
Thank you for noticing. I appreciate it. I like to look good for you.
Excuse me?
I like to look good for you. Thanks.
Oh, my Lord. Somebody told me about it. It's only
Oh, good.
Adam, let's get serious for just a second. This is National EMS Week, and really, my goodness, what a wonderful week this is.
It is. It's the 1 week a year. I wish we could recognize these folks like this year round, but where we take a week really to appreciate and honor the folks that work in emergency medical service. We've got one of the best teams around here in Bradley County.
Yeah, and we've got quite a story that Adam, it really ties in with what this week's all about.
It does. You know, we get a lot of calls daily, weekly, but we had one last Monday, a week ago today, that was a little strange for us, and we were dispatched to a seizure call. We unfortunately respond to seizures quite often, but never on a roof of a nursing home like we had to respond to on Monday a week ago.
Wow. All right, so let's set the scene here. And Adam, I know we've got Ethan Weber with us. Is that right?
Yes.
Tell me about Ethan.
Ethan is one of our paramedics over at Bradley County EMS. We've also got his partner that day, Leanna Sexton,
get right to you in just a
advanced
second.
EMT. These folks responded to the call. We've got Tony here, who was our patient. There was some confusion about whether there was a patient running around on the roof from Life Care.
Oh, man.
But let's be clear, no, that when we show
Tony,
up,
you'll know he's running around the
that's
roof.
right. When we show up,
Running around.
everybody's a patient. So
That's right.
we showed up because Tony was on the roof having a seizure, and so we got over there. Their staff was fantastic. By the time I got there, there was a ladder already up and several folks on the roof. Ethan and Leanna up on top doing their thing, and so everybody sprung into action. We had a great support system from the Cleveland Fire Department, who was also there. If you've seen the pictures on Facebook, we had to move him. Tony was in no shape to come down the ladder like we went up it, right? So they used a bucket on a ladder truck, and we were able to move him and Ethan. Thank God it was Ethan and not me. Down from the roof using the fire truck, and of course Josh and his team were just fantastic. So
Ethan, what did you see as you got there?
Well, I came up the ladder, like he said, the ladder was already put in place by Life Care staff. So I come up the ladder, and on the far end of the far end of the roof, I saw Tony laying down. He was on his side, already placed in left lateral recumbent. They had him on a couple liters of O2 on a simple mask, and he was gagging on some vomit, so started an IV, gave him some Zofran to kind of take care of that, clear his airway out, bumped the oxygen up, and just held on until the firefighters got there.
All right, Leanna, you pick it up there. What did you find while that was happening? If you can come a little closer, please.
I did a lot of running around on this very slick roof.
On the roof.
Yeah, going around grabbing things. Ladders are probably one of my biggest fears, so climbing up and down that was not on my list of things to do. So
Yeah.
I was yelling at people down at the bottom to go grab me stuff from my truck so I didn't have to go up and down the ladder, but they were all super helpful, thank goodness. And I don't know, just did what Ethan told me to as he was bear hugging Mr. Tony over here.
yeah.
So, and I want to get to Tony in just a second. So, take me through the process of getting Tony off the roof there at Life Care Cleveland.
Well, my role in that process, it's always patient safety, right? Fire works with extrication and how to get the patient from point A to point B, and we make sure that the patient is safe during that. So, like I said, I was just kind of bear hugging him. He was sitting in my lap. I got under his arms so that he wouldn't flop off the roof or take out any staff members. So yeah, I held on. We wrestled in some puddles for probably 15, 20 minutes. Fire shows up. We get him on a backboard. And we have to get to the far end of the roof where the truck is set up to get him down. And so we get him on the backboard. We walk him over really slow and low so that he doesn't swing off or tilt over and everything. We got him loaded up onto it and just got him down. he started waking up when we were lowering him down and was wanting to sit up and stuff. And I had to keep telling him, I'm like, Tony, we're 20 feet in the air, buddy. You can't sit up right now. You just got to sit really still for me for a couple more minutes.
Yeah.
All right, Tony, come on in here. Walk me through what was happening there, as far as before the incident, before your seizure, and then.
Well, Josh and I were up on the roof looking at a leak.
Josh Lee's the
My
director of Life
here.
Care. There we go.
Slide down.
Yeah, so we were up there looking at a leak that we had on the roof, trying to figure out what we was going to have to do to fix said leak. And it's the last thing I remember before I seen Ethan's face right here. And then I went back out again, and I woke back up in the ambulance, went back out again. Then I woke up again in the ER as they pushed me through. So there's some fog there.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to put pieces together all week.
Josh, take me through it. You were there on the roof.
Absolutely. So shockingly, I was up there with him, and whenever it happened, for me, what are we going to do? We're up here on the roof here, and so thankfully, our staff and then EMS, they shot up that ladder. You wouldn't tell that there were some people afraid of heights, so how quickly they came up there. But I was super happy with just the response that we had from EMS and from our local fire department. Just being able to, that's a difficult situation. And, I know talking with Tony and, his wife, talking about it was a God thing on who all was there at that scene today, or not today, but at that particular day. And so Tony, testament to the EMS crew, he's standing here today talking to you. So.
Yeah, Tony, this is National EMS Week. By the way, Tony Graham's the maintenance director at Life Care Cleveland. Tony, this is EMS Week, so what does this week especially mean to you now?
Oh, now it's amazing what they do on a daily basis. Like they said, this is not an everyday call for them. So when they heard that, they were on it. I want to thank God first for being with me through this. My director, Josh, my staff there at the facility, they were just on point. These guys deserve more recognition than they ever get.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, Ethan Weber joins us with Bradley County EMS. What made you want to get into being in emergency medical?
Oh, wow. Well, I was in the Air Force for a little bit. I wanted to do something medical, and that didn't really work out because of a couple things here and there. So came back out of it and wanted to get into the medical field as soon as I could. And my fiance now and I found that the EMS basic program was only one semester before you could start getting paid. And so I went through that. So lucky to have her. She supported me through that whole semester. Then once I got through basic school, I just realized that I wanted to keep going and get as high level as I could so that I could provide the best care to my patients that I could, open up the scope of practice a little bit, and just let me help people in any way that I can.
You help Tony. Hey, Leanna, if you'll come back for just a second, I'd like to know more about what got you wanting to do this.
Kind of very different. I was between art school and nursing, chose art school. Some things happened, couldn't finish art school. I was in PT trying to get better and ended up at a coffee shop that a lot of EMTs and paramedics frequented, and I started asking them about their job, and they said, oh, it's awesome, you should definitely go to school for it. And I was like, sure, that'll waste time. So I did it and fell in love. And I'm not quite like Ethan, going